Gaia is online. We are here. Thank you so much for being here. So, we wanted to start by sharing that today was a really fun day, interesting day. So, I have gone through my own little challenges. We all have things that we can deal with sometimes. And right now I've been purging a lot of old energies. And I noticed that I got guided to play this open to abundance frequency remedy that I channeled to someone, right? And so it was a very wonderful experience. Someone that shared her heart about her finances, and they just came through before the meeting and just said, hey, by the way, this is the they just came through with the whole thing, the whole abundance thing. I channeled, I recorded, and then afterwards I didn't even know what was going on. And afterwards I just heard that, okay, so this is for that being tomorrow. There you go. So that's how it works. It's just sometimes it's like that. And I listen to that because these things are for me too, right? They're channelings from them, from higher consciousness coming through, saying specific words to instigate particular things in the electromagnetic field when you allow for it and when you do what they are instructing you to do, right? And this is such a wonderful thing because I felt so good the entire day. I felt drawn out. I felt drawn to connect, and I was just so good in my body. And just a really big uplift. And I did that just to complete that because the first part of the day was actually I was quite tired actually. And so I felt like sleeping my body. So I allowed. But as I was sleeping, I turned on this, what is it, like 20 minutes long? And I fell asleep the whole thing, the whole time. But it still works because your body picks it up, your body's field, right? So that's why it still works, even if you're sleeping. So that's why these Haya sessions are so valuable, because you can sort of get an energetic correction in 20 minutes, right? And so my body just danced through the rest of the day, just feeling so good. Electromagnetic field was just on, just joyful interactions with beautiful beings. I feel so abundant. I literally feel so abundant, just like they prescribed. And that feeling like that, turns into financial abundance and all kinds of other abundance that you wish for. Because it's a frequency. And when you tune to a frequency, that's when your life around you changes. But I'm seeing one of these yellow birds going like woo and dive bombing now. And this is what they did when the energy was building so much. I can sort of feel it going on here. It's really exciting. So Yes. There is a lot of evidence around us about the energetic buildup that is going on here. And so one of the things that we felt like talking about a little bit is worth and worthiness. Because many times when we, in these traditional spiritual texts, they talk about the kingdom. You know? The kingdom. It seems so grand. And we're talking about a frequency of the kingdom. Sometimes it just sounds too far-fetched for most, what should we call them, Westerners. You know? Or just people in general during these times. That's a better way to say that. And so you have been taught to please others. That has been the training that you've all been under. The training of focus on the outside as the effect. When you innately, and everyone that comes in knows that it is from within. So there's been a training to get you to focus elsewhere. Even in Christianity, even in these religious, most of these religious texts, they have sort of truth and manipulation mixed in, and you have to decipher what resonates as truth. That's really the only way that you can tell if something is true for you in that moment. Because that's what matters the most, actually. It is not what the texts say. It is not what the religious texts say. It is where they're taking you vibrationally. Vibrationally. It's all about vibration. Because when you shift your vibration, your outside shifts, your life shifts, everything starts to move in miraculous ways. What? You know? There are certain calibrations that needs to happen. These higher sessions are great. They are really wonderful as assistance and guidance to correct course, to stay on track. In the same way that in the dualistic perspective, you go for painkillers when you have some bodily pain, let's say. You take a painkiller to soothe the pain. But you're not addressing the issue, which these remedies, they actually do. The more you ingrain what they're saying is actually correcting your psychology on a very deep level. And when your psychology is changed on a very deep level back to truth, you don't need the painkillers anymore. What is worth more? You are being taught that the painkiller is worth. Look how many hours people have done this and that and the other for that painkiller to get to you. There are a lot of stories that get sold. But then, what does it really do? Is it valuable? Does it actually bring me upliftment? Soothing? Yeah, okay. It doesn't address the issue, as long as you know that, right? It's just a temporary numbing device. That's what it is. Let's call it for what it is. Sometimes you get remedies for certain things. And we're not dismissing that none of them will work. Because there is certain frequencies within that can produce beneficial effects. But all of the chemicals do not in those tablets, the artificial ones. There are many herbs that can be used that are healthier for the system and healthier vibrationally. That's really where we need to get to, so that we think about the vibration, what it does vibrationally for the body. There are many advancements that can be done in that field, for example. But you have been taught so many different things about what value is, and about all of this outside stuff having value, when the true value is here, is on the inside. It's when you get to tap into that pure power, that pure potential that you have inside of you. And there's a lot of talk about this. And in order to shift it properly, you have to go through some corrections. These remedies, they're great temporary fixes, but there also needs to be corrections in the mind and in the consciousness. That's why we brought through these 28 days of consciousness shift. This is something that you can sign up for now. It is for free. But that is the reason and the start of starting to correct some of the misperceptions that many have been accustomed to, that are producing realities all around you, all the time. Right? So at least in the process, you can start with Gaia sessions. Once you get in touch with Gaia, you know that you get a feeling of whichever one is for you. She will guide you. She will guide you and light something up for you. This frequency, this one is for you. This one too. This one when you go to bed, this one when you wake up, and this one for just in case. For example. But the main change to get that lasting is to change the way that you're thinking permanently. That is what will actually make this shift permanent. So, sign up for the free 28-day consciousness shift to get started. This is where we lay the foundation, and even that is very soothing for the body. It can feel like balm because it is such a relief for the body to hear truth. Allow for that integration. Allow for whatever is transpiring during those 28 days. Those 28 days are specifically for you. They will be tailored specifically for you. We've had many beings that are saying that it's not so much what you're saying, but it's what's happening inside of me as a result of it. There is something being born, and that's it. Because we are emanating a frequency of consciousness growth, of who you are. And it's like a flower spotting another flower. Oh, he's starting to bloom. And then you almost start to bloom just by resonance. That's what happens. That's why so many beings that are partaking just in this free 28-day consciousness shift have had so many breakthroughs, some. So We're deeply grateful for the beings that have shared their stories. And if you care to share a testimonial at the end of the 28 day, the free 28 day, for the ones that are partaking, we're asking people to record what their experience was in these 28 days. Because there is a lot of energy being transmuted and connected by your body being connected like this, and us in the higher realms connecting with you and guiding you, particularly you, with this 28-day consciousness shift, so that we're using that to adjust you. That is why it looks so different for different people. Because every psychology is different. Everyone needs different things. To connect back to who you truly are. So that your soul and your essence can start to grow and grow into the flower that you're meant to be here on this beautiful planet. You are worthy of the kingdom of God. You're always going to be worthy of that. Just that you exist, you are worthy of that. Don't get confused with old, outdated teachings, using vocabulary that is not super clear in these times. The kingdom of heaven is within you. It is a frequency that you attune to. And that is the holistic perspective. That is when you see accurately energy, and you get to graduate in this school of life to get more responsibility. And it does take honesty, it takes bravery to walk your own path, to not let yourself be dragged by some other force out there, but to let yourself be guided from within, truly. Follow that inner calling, that inner resonance. Sometimes there will be outside things, but make sure that you are checking on the inside for that inner resonance. That is the kingdom of God. That is your connection to the kingdom of God. It's through the body with correct perception. So if you wish to start this journey, sign up for the free consciousness shift, me channeling Jesus, link in the description and in the bio. All right. Yes, thank you. So if you wish to record a video, if you would be so kind to share that with us, there is a link in the day number 27 and day number 28 that you can deliver that video. So if you wish to do that, we would love to hear your miraculous story with your faces, because it says so much. We love you. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm of these free 28 days of consciousness shift. And we'll talk to you again in the next one. You're blessed beings. You're doing well. Wherever you are on your journey, It is perfect. We are here to support you blossom into who you truly are. Gaia says hello and confirming. Thank you. You're blessed beings. We'll talk to you again in another one. Ciao. Oh, feels so expansive. Oh, my heart is just like it's just glowing. So good. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you, Gaia. Oh. It's like I don't want to hang up just yet. I'm still just, let's see. You know? Like sometimes it's like that. Let's see. Okay. So right now, listen to this. This is the only camera I have right now. It just started. So beautiful. Listen to this. Like, who doesn't fall in love with that? Like, listen to this. It's like an orchestra, you know? I'm really grateful for these frequency remedies. I wasn't fully aware how powerful they are, actually. Especially, and this is the thing, especially when it's something that you really need. Like if it's certain frequencies that you don't really need, it's like you can't overdose, you know? Like you can't overdose with them. So you just don't feel too much then. There's not too much difference if you're already full, if your cup is full with that frequency. That's how it works. And so, but when you get one of those frequencies that are different, that you haven't experienced before, you can have reaction. Sometimes it can be even almost like a purging of sorts, right? And so this is frequency remedies is a big thing, actually. It's just that this is one way to do it, right? Another way is that we meet in person, in group, that we actually do these energy transfers there. That is the next step. And that is something that I have done before with people. I wasn't fully aware exactly what was going on, but I was just following. So I've been through a lot of those things already with the body. Correcting energy. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, I feel so much. It's been a very beautiful day. Very, very beautiful day. Like a reinstating back into an alignment, a really deep alignment. Because these things are not constant. They fluctuate with the energy. That's natural. That's how Gaia works. You know? That's it. That's just normal. It's okay. But having that remedy, that's one that I feel my system needs. I'm gonna do that again for sure. That was fun. So fun. It's like I got a dose of just magic dust over me, and I still feel, but I'm just explaining what the day has been like, you know? Oh, wonderful. All right. So that's what I wanted to share. You blessed beings, and we'll talk to you again in another one. Ciao.